Greetings, science fiction and fantasy enthusiasts. You're listening to No Deodorant in Outer Space. Now, let's get started.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Ryan Sean O'Reilly from No Deodorant in Outer Space. Joining me is Richard Mell and Dave Wilkinson, and this is a preview episode from our forthcoming podcast on Dune, a novel written by Frank Herbert that came out in 1965. And there was also two film adaptations. One version came out in 1984, directed by David Lynch, and then a later one came out in 2000 that was released on the SyFy channel.
Yeah, so Dune is a very expansive story about a feudal interstellar universe where the means of travel is attained by using this drug called the spice melange. And
the spice must flow.
There are feudal families in this in this universe, and the Atreides family is assigned to protect the planet Arrakis, or Dune, according to the Fremen, to basically mine all of this spice for the means of interstellar commerce.
Does potpourri ever come into play here?
There are scents like that, those types of like rich sensory overload types of moments when you're reading this book, just because it's extremely rich and you actually think that you're smelling something.
But I think what Dave's asking is there different types of the spice? Like, is there like a hoppy version of the spice and more of like a stronger stout version?
No, you know what? It's all the same. There are no, it's not like they've got indica spice and sativa spice. It's just spice is spice.
So they have the Christmas ale spice.
Yeah. Just spoiler alert. I want you guys.
And it's naturally occurring.
You guys see the movie I haven't, but it's the last line in the movie where the good guy is standing with the bad guy, and he's like, "The spice is not nice." Huh? He's like, fade out.
Actually,
your diplomatic immunity is revoked.
It's almost. I mean, that the saying is, the spice must flow.
The spice must flow.
Once you hit the spice rack, you can never go back. Is that good said too? How many spice references?
I don't know if that's a Frank Herbert quote.
I mean, I can see that as in some kind of kitschy, sign that is sort of like, printed on a plaque in the kitchen somewhere in a country home in West Dakota.
Does anyone ever say like, pass the salt? And they're like, whoa, you mean pass the spice?
How much?
Pass the spice.
Like, uh-oh. Remember the Spice Channel? Was that based on Dune?
I don't think the Spice Channel was based on Dune.
I was waiting for kind of like a Dune version, Dune adaptation on the Spice Channel.
I've seen the worms from Dune, though. They look like, kind of European. And you know what I'm saying?
European worms.
Uncircumcised worms.
Oh, yeah.
So that's for the Spice. I mean, I don't know.
They're
inspired
pretty
Spice.
Smooth looking.
Of course, I guess the Spice Channel didn't have a lot of European play. At least not here.
Yeah.
I never watched Spice in Europe, though, so I don't know.
I never saw the Spice Channel, albeit maybe through some wavy lines on the television. I tried to get like this huge magnet because, I thought that it would straighten out the line, but I didn't have the wherewithal to find a big-ass magnet,
That's the length you went to go to get the coveted spice.
The length I went to was thinking about getting a big magnet.
To go to get the coveted spice. Spice is important.
What does spice do? It gets you on an airplane or something?
Spice is the spice of life.
Too much spice in there to sneeze. Yeah.
No, the spice is important because it determines the economic.
It does. Like once the spice stops flowing, then commerce stops.
It's almost like
as an American, you know how important that is.
It's analogous to oil.
Yes.
But it's analogous to oil. Like whoever controls the spice controls the economy of the universe.
And they control the woman.
First, they control the spice.
Right, so it's all about like this, inter-feudal, intrigue and stuff like that. Control of the most important thing in the universe.
This is a seminal classic.
To be honest, I've not read Dune or seen the movies, and I feel I have no idea what's going on. I'll listen to you guys talk about it. So this should be fun. Okay, so
it's about a control of a resource. I mean, that's basically it.
But the resource is a drug.
It is a drug,
but
it's a drug that makes it so intriguing.
It lets you see through time, so that you can travel through space and long distances.
Yes, and there is one person in the universe that is capable of harnessing the spice so that he becomes prescient. Which means, he'll be able to see the future at all times. And this man is in the House of Atreides, and they end up taking over Arrakis, but they get overthrown by House Harkonnen.
So
So
there's a place called Arrakis in
yes, this is
It has nothing to do with spiders.
full of basically new words that you're going to have to learn well.
No,
it's got a glossary at
it's
the
not
end.
like Iraq. Like, I mean, is this analogous to the war in Iraq?
It could be
Arrakis,
Oil,
you know,
spice,
not,
oil.
Not
Yeah.
Iraq.
You know.
Arrakis.
Arrakis, yeah, Iraq.
Arrakis, right?
Kind of like how Tolkien had
I never saw that.
new words and stuff.
Who?
Right.
Who did?
Tolkien.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
J.R.R.
Never heard of him.
Jar. How do you say jar like correctly, right?
Oh, Banks. Jar Banks.
All right. So we hope you join us later this month as we cover the classic and I think this
God.
is one of the most top-selling science fiction books of all time.
I can't wait for this one. Oh my god.
Dune.
For more information on the topics discussed in this episode, or to read our show notes and find us on social media, visit nodeodorant.com. Thanks for listening to our show, and always remember, there is no deodorant in outer space.